Hello, you've reached Gloria with Farmstead Talk, and I am here today with Brett and Amy of the Broussard Homestead, and they are representing their state of Louisiana in this homesteading interview. Welcome, guys, and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Great to have you. So let's go ahead and get started. If you would tell me a little bit about yourselves, where you're currently living, and a little bit about your family makeup.
Okay. Well, I'm Brett.
And I'm Amy.
And we are Broussard Homestead. And we live in Southwest Louisiana near Lake Charles. If you picture Louisiana as the boot shape, we're right in the heel. And we are in Zone 9. So we have a very long growing season, which I love.
We have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
Our oldest, Cheyenne, is 21.
Going to be 22 soon.
Yeah.
She makes us old.
Caitlin is 19 and Abby is 15.
And Abby is the only one still at home, and she loves to cook, and we love that she cooks.
So let me go back. I forgot to ask you where the audience can find you on social media. I know that your daughter has a YouTube channel as well as you, so go ahead and tell the audience where they can find you.
Okay, we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as Broussard Homestead. And Abby, she has her own YouTube channel called Abby's Kitchen. And that one can be a little difficult to find because there are other Abby's Kitchens out there, but you can come to our YouTube channel, and there's a link there on the side so that she's easy to find.
We also have a blog post.
That's true.
At BroussardHomestead.com.
That's right.
Very nice. So what was your inspiration for the lifestyle that you're living with the homestead, and a little bit about the history as to why?
Well, our mindset kind of started back in 2008 when the housing market crashed. We had the recession and everything. I was self-employed at the time, and I started to realize that things aren't as stable as I thought they were. So we started taking steps to be more self-sustainable and not rely on the government or the system so much anymore. And I'd say it's really rewarding. It's a very rewarding lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other part of your question.
Okay, so a little bit about where you're actually living now and the history of that land.
Yeah.
Living.
So the 1.25 acres that we own and we homestead on is part of the original 40 acres that my great-great-grandfather acquired back in the 1880s. So there's a lot of history here. I'm the 5th generation, which makes Abby the 6th.
That's wonderful. The land that grandfather used to own was broken up into divisions, right?
Right.
And so then do you have other family members that live there?
Yeah, my godfather and godmother, who are actually their relatives as well, they live right across the little canal we've got here, and we built a bridge together to so that we can visit quite often.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
So tell me what growing zone that you're currently living. What's your growing zone, first of all? What zone are you in?
We're in 9A.
9A. And how many months is that for your growing season?
I don't know how many months it is, but I looked it up. It's 220 to 300 days.
Oh.
So about
pretty much
8 to 10 months.
Yeah, pretty much all year.
Yeah.
But we can cheat the system too and actually plant year round. Like right now we've got turnips and cabbage in the ground and herbs.
Peas,
so
there's different cool weather crops that we can grow. We've had a warm winter this year so far. Knock on wood.
we talk about how we would love to have a greenhouse. It's just totally not necessary.
Yeah, we would only use it for maybe a month, maybe 2 at the most.
And then it would just be in the way.
Nice. So what's your favorite thing to grow down there?
I'd have to say okra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okra loves the hot weather.
Really easily.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a whole lot of maintenance. And it's pretty prolific.
Yeah, and that's a tradition that we've carried down through Amy's side of the family, because her grandfather, if not great grandfather, started okra, and We've collected seeds every year off of that okra, and we still have that.
Yeah.
We still do that.
Very nice. So is the gardens that you grow mainly utilized to sustain your family, or do you go to market with your crops, or?
It's kind of a mix of both. We sell some things like the okra we grow for cash crop. The elderberries we use for, for sales and things, and all that money goes to help pay for feed and whatever we need back into the homestead. But we also grow things to can and preserve and feed ourselves.
Right.
Okay. Do you not have an Etsy channel, or do you have Etsy?
We do. Okay. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I just thought about that because I know that we had a conversation before, and there's you want to share what you sell on Etsy?
Sure. Yeah, we've got elderberry syrup kits, which is the
it's a do-it-yourself elderberry syrup kit. Yeah.
We grow and dehydrate elderberries, and but unfortunately at this time we don't make enough elderberries to sustain all of our orders. So we do order organic elderberries to supplement, and we just mix all that together. We also include the spices in the kits, and basically the kit is complete. It's everything with easy to follow instructions, everything except for the honey or whatever sweetener you choose to add and make your own elderberry syrup.
So in case anybody does not know, you want to share what the elderberry syrup is used for?
Sure. Yeah. Studies show that elderberry is very good for immune boosting and to help
fight the colds and flus.
Fight the whole cold and flu. Right.
I've been taking some now because we've been having allergy issues. It helps with that.
Yeah.
Especially if you have local honey in it. That's why we don't put the honey into our kits. Because if I'm shipping it to you, you need honey that's local to you. In order for the benefits of the allergy reduction.
Right.
Very
and
nice.
We also have these fancy coffee cups on our Etsy store. So we've got our logo on one side, and then on the other side it says, "I drink my coffee with the Broussards."
Oh, that's nice.
So
is there anything else that you sell on the store at the store?
Yeah, I don't have any right here with me, but I make a cross necklace out of horseshoe nails and colored wire, which is really cool. And we have our Broussard Homestead T-shirts as well on there.
Okay, good. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit. So we just briefly mentioned about preservation. What is your favorite type of preservation for food, and what is the reasoning behind that choice of preservation?
That's your department.
Yeah, I know. That would be dehydrating. We have a lot of hurricanes around here, and there's times that we're out of power for 2 to 3 weeks because of the storms. So instead of freezing everything, we try to dehydrate as much as possible and make it shelf stable. We also do some canning and other things like that too. But I think dehydrating is my favorite. It's quick and easy.
Well, dehydrating, there's no power needed to keep your food that way.
Right.
And in addition to canning is the same thing because that's shelf stable as well. But dehydrating, you've got the same amount of food and much less space, so it's space saving too.
Right.
Right. What about animals? Types of animals you have on the homestead?
Of course, everybody's got chickens.
Yeah, we have chickens for eggs and meat. We keep rabbits. They're a source of meat and fertilizer. The goats are going to be dairy goats. We don't have any of them bred at the moment, but we're working on that situation.
They're still young.
Yeah. And they're also used for fertilizer. And we have bees, of course, for local honey and to pollinate our gardens.
Wow, that's fabulous. Very nice. What about other sustainable practices? Do you have any other practices or things that you do around the household that would be considered sustainable?
Yeah.
Or environmental friendly?
Right. Well, we compost as much of our scraps as we can. We cook from scratch. We like cast iron cookware because of the longevity of it. We do canning. We do preserving.
Yeah.
We do all that we can to reduce our garbage output.
Yeah.
We
Me
try to get
too.
fresh. We try to buy fresh so that we don't have that packaging to throw away. Things like that.
We're switching to glass as much as possible. I mean, some things we haven't been able to completely switch over, but we're getting there.
Do you guys live in a fishing community by any chance? Or no, are you far away from that?
No, not really a fishing community, but Louisiana is sportsman's paradise. So
Right.
we live fairly near. Well, there's a different. We live in a little town called Lacassine. It's an unincorporated village, basically.
Uh-huh.
But there is Lacassine Wildlife Refuge, but they're two separate things. And the Wildlife Refuge it's all about fishing and hunting and things like that. So.
And do you participate in fishing or hunting?
Occasionally. I'm not a real big fan of it, but I know how.
Is gator meat something that's big around you?
Yes.
Near you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
Sustainable food product.
I'd say
crawfish, shrimp, crab, catfish, bass.
Fun.
Yeah, you name
That's
it, you can
nice.
find it.
we live about 30 miles inland.
Okay.
And so the seafood, the Gulf seafood is a big deal where we are. And, there's crawfish production fields everywhere around here.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Share about the Bayou Bash. You are the founder of the Bayou Bash. Is that correct?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Share a little bit about what the intention of that event is, and what it looked like last year for your first time event.
Okay. Well,
last year was thrown together in about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it turned out really well. We had about 300 to 500 people that showed up between YouTube channels and locals. It was great.
Yeah.
We had tons of vendors, loads of fun. Loads of fun.
Last year we had some complications just because we threw it together so fast, and because it was on 4th of July weekend, there wasn't a whole lot of people that were able to plan their trips that fast to come in from out of town. But we did have quite a few. Even Two Family Homestead from Ohio made it in, which was very special. And like she said, 300 to 500 people, which actually exceeded the limit on the building. But so this year we've got a bigger area to do it in.
What was the intent behind that?
Well, mainly to network, to get to know other folks in the YouTube community and kind of spread the word here locally. For people who may be interested in a more sustainable lifestyle, so that they know that they're not alone. They can come to people like us and ask questions and just learn and be part of it. And it's a wonderful community.
It is a wonderful community. And to have that turnout last year is amazing, with such quick with such a quick say, okay, I'm going to do this and we're going to do it quickly. I mean, that's huge. Right. So congratulations on that. So what is it going to look like this year? So tell me when the date is for this year.
June 20th of 2020.
Okay. And where are you having it?
It's at Burton Coliseum.
Yeah. It's in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And it starts at 9 in the morning till 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
So it's a one-day event?
Yes,
yeah, right.
It is a one-day event. And it's free admission.
Right.
We're going to have different Cajun foods available this year. Last year we only had one type of food. And I think this year we're going to have, they're talking about red beans and rice, jambalaya, gumbo, along with, simple burgers, fries, hot dogs, that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a wide range of food this year.
Louisiana is known for food, so. But the last year we only rented the meeting room part of the Coliseum, so it wasn't the whole Coliseum. This year
It
we're
was a
renting
60 by 80 room last year.
This year we're renting the entire Coliseum and expanding our floor space by about an acre.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge.
How many vendors will you be having this year?
We're looking at about 70 to 80 vendors.
We
this year.
have room for that many. Yes.
Okay. And do you have your keynote speakers lined up?
We do. Our keynote speakers are Jason and Robin from the Big Bear Homestead out of Georgia. And right now they're expecting a calf. They're waiting for their calf to be born because they've set out on a mission this year of living a sustainable lifestyle and getting away from the broken food system.
Yeah.
So the birth of the calf that they're waiting on is vital to them because they've run out of all dairy and they've been out for about a week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love to hear that. You know, I think a lot of us, I mean, that's one of the reasons that we all are homesteaders is because of the broken food system and just wanting to provide for ourselves and not being reliant on people, knowing where our food's coming from. And
Right.
so, okay, so Big Bear Homestead, who else you got?
We've got the Hive in the Homestead from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. They're going to come and do a beginner beekeeper class.
Mhm.
Okay.
Heirloom Permaculture out of Oklahoma is going to come and talk about comfrey and permaculture.
Nice.
Kirsty from Kirsty Forages. And these are all YouTube channels, by the way.
Right. Well, I know,
Kirsty,
but a lot of people may not know. Okay.
Right. Kirsty is planning to come and do another wild edibles class, but she just had a baby, her third little girl, Precious. And so we may end up with an alternate, but she is planning on coming.
Okay.
What else do we have lined up?
Wayne from Grow Where Your Planet Homestead is coming out to do a demo on the self-wicking tubs that he does. It's a self-watering garden bucket. Those are pretty
Very nice.
Yeah. I'm talking to a gentleman about coming in and doing a talk on how to start prepping.
Mm-hmm.
We've also talked to
The local nursery.
Yeah. They're going to come in and do something, I believe, and the cast iron cooking group is who I'm thinking of to come and actually do some cooking, outdoor cooking, out on the grounds.
Yeah, they want to start a fire and actually cook over the fire while there and hand out samples of food. So that's going to be awesome.
Right.
That sounds really great.
So far, we've still got another 6 months or 5 months to plan. So it's growing fast.
Yeah, I congratulate you. This is a really big thing you're doing, and it's a lot of work. So kudos.
Thank you. I believe it's a blessed event. It's not all us.
I know, but thank you for putting it together because I think the more of us that can get out and spread the word of this lifestyle, the better our planet will eventually become.
Right.
And not only our planet, but our younger generation. So.
Right.
Nice job on that.
Speaking
What
of
about
younger generation? The Bayou Bash we might actually have a group of kids from the Boy Scout group that are coming out to get some service hours. They're going to come out and do a flag opening ceremony with the flags, and they're going to help work like just running errands and things like that for us. They get service hours out of it, and we get small staff.
Very nice. Good. Really good.
Yeah.
What does the future look like for your homestead?
For our homestead,
it's growing. It's definitely growing.
Yeah, we're definitely very deep in the investment and growing stage of our homestead. I'd like to see us start getting more returns on our investments, which and I don't mean only monetarily, of course, just having growing the produce
and the goats, having dairy out of the goats.
Right.
We invested in the goats, and right now we're just feeding them.
So things like that, and 100%
expand into pigs.
Yes. Yeah. Even if we don't grow our own pig on our homestead, we're looking into a pig share at the very least.
Right.
But I mean, 100% sustainability is probably unrealistic, but I'd like for us to get as close as we possibly can.
And on the other flip side to that, it sometimes takes a village, right? To raise.
Yes.
Oh, it does. It does.
It takes
You
a
can't.
village, it takes a community. So we want to be 100% sustainable, but we are social creatures. We depend on other people for social things and for support. So for us to say that we're not 100% sustainable, I don't even know how realistic that really is, because we are created to be social beings, to rely on each other for help.
Yeah.
I think that by us doing whatever we can to make this place a better world is an improvement.
So, right.
Into that.
Even back in the pioneer days, nobody did it alone. You know, each family had a resource that they were good at, and they bartered throughout that community.
That's
and
right.
you know, a lot of the community has fallen apart over the years. But even an online community, we're able to barter with somebody like Big Bear, even as far away as Georgia.
That's right.
Just by shipping different items. So the community is still there. It's just spread out a little further.
Right.
Right. Absolutely. How does spirituality or religion play into your role on the homestead?
Well, we are believers. We are Christians, but at the same and we trust God to meet our needs. But we want to share that, but we would never be forceful. We would never disown a friend because they're not believers.
Right.
You know, that I just don't believe in that. So, and I would never try to convince someone else to be a believer against their will either. That's just not right. So, I mean, we love the Lord. We trust the Lord. And here we are. I mean, he's given us all kinds of things to be stewards of. So we trust him.
Okay. So we're getting ready to wrap up. If you can sum up in one word what the homesteading community has meant to you, or your homesteading lifestyle, what would that word be?
Definitely community.
Definitely community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And YouTube has brought it really even closer, because we've met so many wonderful people. We've got long-lasting relationships. If we were to stop YouTube right now, you know, we still have all these wonderful, wonderful friends, and most of them have become family, you know, that we talk every day on the phone. It's not just a YouTube conversation anymore. You know, it's through phone apps or texting or phone calls or whatever. You know, the community has been amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah. We've met so many awesome people just because we have a YouTube channel and we reach out, you know, that's so many opportunities that we just wouldn't have had without the blessing of YouTube. And I was sitting in a deer stand in Southeast Arkansas, and we took that trip on a whim. And that's what I was telling Wayne from Grow Where You Planted. That's who we went to visit. We were sitting in a deer stand together, and that's what I told him. I said, oh, this would not have happened without social media and YouTube. And so that's what it's really about for us. The whole YouTube channel experience, in a nutshell, is about meeting people like you, Gloria, and just having quality relationships with people that we click with.
Yeah.
And we're learning so much from each one of them. You know, they're learning from us and we're learning from them. I have found so many new varieties of plants that I didn't know would grow here. And we're trying new things every year.
Yeah. It's wonderful. I gotta say, it's the homesteading community has been such a blessing to me. So, and I'm so glad to have met you folks. And I want to once again say congratulations on the Bayou Bash. And I hope to see you there. And thank you so much for joining me today on this interview. I know so many people are going to enjoy it.
It's been our pleasure.
Thank you again for joining me today.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great day.
You too.